Yeah, hello, hello everyone. Let me see if I can. There we go. Let me double check that one. Mic is working. For those not. Hello everyone. Let me see if I can. There we go. Let me double check that one. Mic is working. I don't know. I kind of hear myself like, whoa, 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 like, kind of. For those kind of like how the adults talk on peanuts and whatnot on Charlie Brown. Let's see. Let me check this and see what's it like. Give me one sec. I just want to double check. Okay, let's see now. It could be also that the mic is probably a little hot also going in. Let's see. Hopefully it's not too bad. Yeah, it could be also that the mic is probably a little hot also. It's sounding a tad bit better, but with everything that I had, like my headset that sounded a lot better before actually slid off my head and broke. So now I have this pair of headsets that it doesn't sound as good. And it also doesn't help that I have bronchitis. So it's like a double whammy too. Let me see. I'm gonna put some background music real quick, yes, to see if I can find another pair of headsets or something that can sound better than the ones that sound.
Okay, I switched headsets. Let's see if that's better. Give me one brief moment, guys. Alrighty, it seems like it's a lot better now, the audio. Let's see. Just double checking real quick. Alrighty, thank you all so much for bearing with me. I went ahead and switched to a more old school headset that I have. Back when I would do more regular live streams and podcasts, I should have known better and gone back to old reliable to do this. Um, Again, sometimes I sound a little wheezy. I am recovering from bronchitis. I do live in NYC, so it's been a brutal winter this year. It's been a brutal start to 2026. So what better way than to come back to streaming than drawing dark fantasy characters? Yes, it is Ivano Cortez Jr., aka Lance Danger, celebrating the 20th anniversary of my webcomic Fred Peterson, the Mighty Warlord, which you saw that short trailer for the prologue issue that I did last year. Issue number one should be coming out soon. Again, I have a day job and yes, got busy with a whole lot of things last year. As I also said in other videos and streams, I kind of went through like a creative block in a sense. Like it wasn't like a block per se. Like creative wise, last year was the year that I wrote the most scripts and fleshed out the most ideas I probably ever have. But art wise, I just couldn't draw. Like I couldn't kind of get over the hump to draw. And again, like a lot of outside stuff happened that limited my time as well to illustrate. But I'm trying to make more time to be able to work on my comics and work on stuff for fun, like I'm working on tonight at these wee hours of the night or morning, if you prefer to call, I decided to do a little bit of fan art. I've been revisiting an indie comic called Fiendish by Irene Strakowski, also known as Rainy Draws on Twitter and Instagram, or X or Twitter. I don't know what you younglings call it nowadays. Actually, I'm going to use like that very, very handy QR code that's appearing. Like it should be appearing right at the top left corner of the screen if you're watching from a TV or a laptop or whatever. If you have this as background noise, you can go ahead and take out your mobile devices and give a little click to that QR code. It will take you directly to fiendishcomic.com where you can check out the comic, of course. You can see if it's your cup of tea. Actually, I can also show you the website itself since I have it pulled up here. There we go. Bear with me again, like I'm not used to streaming anymore. There we go. That is fiendishcomic.com. I'll put the link later on in the description box or pin it in the comments later on after the stream is done. But if you go to fiendishcomic.com, and once again, that QR code is right there at that corner, you can see very anime manga inspired. Issue number 3 is currently being crowdfunded. It's one of the more complete websites that you will see for an indie comic. I actually ordered my English comics through this website. I found it because it appeared as a random retweet on my Twitter or X feed, like maybe 2 years ago now, give or take, year and a half maybe. I believe it was Global Comics had retweeted it, and I have a couple of creators that I follow on X that are posting their works on Global Comics. I wasn't following that account at that moment. I didn't know of Global Comics' existence back then. Global Comics is basically kind of like a Netflix for comic books. You can subscribe to their service and you can read a ton of mainstream and indie comics there as well. Long story short, since I follow quite a few creators on X, Global Comics appeared on my feed, retweeting or reposting a post from Irene Strakowski promoting Fiendish. I believe she was promoting 2.5 at the time. And I clicked on it, I looked at the website, then I kind of went on a bit of a rabbit hole on her YouTube channel as well. And I saw that a lot of her influences and tastes actually coincided with my own taste as well. And if you've been following me either through my social media or my own YouTube channel, you'll know that I will indulge in fantasy and dark fantasy specifically as well. Like one of the stories that actually made me want to create when I was a little kid was the Narnia books, of course. That was Narnia was the gateway into all the fantasy stuff. Like it started with Narnia and then into, of course, Tolkien. And it's been messed up ever since then. And definitely, Strakowski is a fan of Berserk as well. Funny story about Berserk. I don't know if I've talked about it before online, but I just kind of stumbled onto the original anime back in the days of tape trading. When we would like, when friends and whatnot would trade VHS tapes of stuff, whether it be movies, anime, animated series, wrestling, what have you. And At the time, I was living in Puerto Rico, since I moved to Puerto Rico in my teens. And Puerto Rico has always had a huge anime and manga community. I actually got more into manga and anime when I moved to Puerto Rico as a kid than I was growing up in New York, because again, like back then I only knew anime as like Voltron and Robotech on TV, and Battle of the Planets called G Force back then. I did not know anything about manga, but when we moved to Puerto Rico, like Messenger Z is basically like anime god in Puerto Rico. Messenger Z and Candy Candy. So anime and manga culture is very, very rooted in Puerto Rican culture as well, oddly enough. And when the Berserk 98, I believe it was, that the original anime came out, one of my best friends had bought it off this local mall that had like this kiosk that they would sell bootleg anime, and he bought this VHS tape that had like the entire 26 episodes of Berserk there, and he watched it like over a weekend or something like that, and then he just like gave me the tape. He was like, "Holy hell, dude, you have to check this out." So I just go ahead, I grabbed that VHS tape, and it blew my fucking mind away when I saw all that animated. Yes, I had never seen anything like it before at the time, and of course, I loved the music. The animation style was just incredible. One of the most detailed animated series I had seen at that point, for sure. Even though I was an anime fan back then, like I was into Rurouni Kenshin, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, which was kind of just starting up also. And I would watch like those anime blocks that the Sci-Fi Channel would have, that they would like randomly on a Saturday morning be showing Akira of all things. So yeah, the first time I saw Akira was actually like on the Sci-Fi Channel back when it was cooler, in my opinion. And when I saw Berserk, it was like something I had never seen, and I think I haven't really seen something since since Berserk, to be honest, that is as guttural as it is. Certainly in the manga also, because like of course after watching that anime, I had to track down the mangas, and I've been a lifelong fan of the series ever since. I do actually have the 14 volumes of the deluxe edition, and they look so nice and pretty. So I stumbled upon Fiendish, and I just kind of like saw airs of Berserk, and actually Vinland Saga also, which oddly enough I have not watched or read yet. Like I know Vinland Saga by reputation, and friends that have read and watched it have told me since I like Berserk, I would definitely like Vinland Saga as well. I do have the first three volumes. I got it not too long ago, so I can finally start reading that. And of course, there's the anime, so I'm going to be watching that hopefully soon as well. So, the character that I'm going to be inking tonight, or let's see how far my body will allow me to do this. It's the main character named Kazimir. Oh, hmm, I wonder if I should just read the bio that's on the website. For the people that have this as background noise. Let's give a little context. Kazimir, introduction. As a child, Kazimir was the sole known survivor of a mysterious demon attack on his hometown of Dorvo. After fleeing far away, Kazimir was taken in by the reclusive hunter Ukto and trained to be a hardened survivalist, thereafter settling into a quiet life in the woods. That is, until the same monsters from Dorvo resurface and kill again. Realizing that he can no longer run from his past, Kaz embarks on a quest for vengeance and truth. Personality, private, practical, and brusque, having never obtained closure to the loss of his family, he now avoids close relationships, masking his attachments beneath an icy shell. Casimir knows more than the average person on some select subjects due to his relationship with the shamans of Thalfrin. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the names and the lore, because that's one thing that I absolutely love about Fiendish and the creative process of Irene Strakowski. No detail is left overlooked. Like Strakowski has a level of detail that I would almost say also is Tolkien esque in the sense that she develops maps of the world, an original language for the world as well, for the different kind of tribes that exist within the confines of this world that she's creating. Like there's a lot of lore and world building that's just absolutely magnificent in my opinion, because again, like that just really adds to the reading experience, especially if you're like a big fan of fantasy, medieval stuff. Definitely give Fiendish a try if you want to check that out. I believe there's free previews on the website and on Global Comics as well. Once again, that's fiendishcomics.com, and the QR code is right there on the screen as well if you want to take a look at that. Okay, give me one quick second. I'm just going to have a little drink of something real quick. I don't want you guys hearing me gulp on top of having to hear me sniffle and butcher my way through a live stream. Give me one quick sec. All right, that's a lot better now. I wet my whistle a little bit, so let's go ahead and go to Click Studio Paint. Here we go. Have myself there, my little icon there in the corner. There we have it. So what I did is like, since I'm relatively new to Procreate, and there's a lot of stuff that I kind of prefer from Clip Studio Paint, to be honest, now that I have a little more experience doing illustration on Procreate. What I kind of find effective is to kind of like do the line art and whatnot on Procreate, and then like transfer that to my MacBook and work on it with Clip Studio Paint. There is actually let me share that real quick. I do have a time lapse video. I had shared it online, but let me just share it here real quick so you guys can see how a little bit of the behind the scenes. There we go. Excuse me. So again, that was on Procreate. Kind of fun to like see the whole like sped up version of it when it records and whatnot on Procreate. There we go. So that there was the time lapse of course of the Kazimir that I illustrated on Procreate. So now I'm just going to digitally ink it here on Clip Studio Paint. Once again, for as long as my body will permit me to do this tonight. So let's go ahead and get started. As I mentioned in my other like more recent live streams, I am doing more original music because once again I just got tired of having false claims on my videos and being false flagged by artists and studios and whatnot. Even with music that has a free license, like people were trying to claim it at one point, and it got my channel a little bit in trouble. So that was kind of like the last straw when the free license music was actually somehow claimed by someone else, and having to go through the battle of having that claim dropped. That was one of the last straws. So I went ahead and started making more original music to not get struck on YouTube and just to kind of have fun with it too. It is AI assisted in the sense that it helps me with the instruments and vocals. I do write all the lyrics and the melody to the songs. A lot of them are songs that you'll find floating like on all poetry and stuff like that. Poetry websites from dating back to like maybe 2008 ish, maybe 2006 even. So a lot of it are actually old songs that I just breathed new life into it with this music. A lot of the music is inspired by the story I've written for my comic Fred Pearson, the Mighty Warlord. So we're going to be listening to a little bit of that. Yes, I give you a little bit of context for the following three songs. Um, if you've watched some of my previous live streams, there are two songs that you already may have heard called Blast That Beat and My Heart is Bleeding Out, but It's Not Your Fault. These would be songs that are more appropriate for the third arc of Fred Peterson, the Mighty Warlord. Which, by the way, plug time real quick. Let me take the. I'll put up the Fiendish QR code once I start illustrating. Sorry, I'm trying to like maneuver myself a little bit here because I do have two of the three cats with me here. Also, like ever since I got the bronchitis, like they've been extra clingy with me. I don't know if it's because they probably just do sense that I'm not feeling well, so they're kind of like roaming around me more than usual. So they're like napping right next to me as I try to do this stream. Anyway, as you saw in the beginning of the stream, this QR code is a direct link to the Fred Peterson The Mighty Warlord remake prologue. Why is it called remake? Because I'm actually redrawing the entire thing so it can be fit for printing. Long story short, a lot of the original files were lost or corrupted from back when I used to live in Puerto Rico. So I decided to redraw everything from scratch so I could be able to print something that's worthy of being sold because I could have just taken the original images from comic and just blown that up and used it easy breezy as the files for the printed comic. But of course, they are low resolution files, low resolution files. And it's going to look super blurry and pixelated. And even though I do have colleagues that have done it in the past and has had their like relative success with it because like their fans will, buy it to support it, you know, all the power to you to do that. I do not hold it against you, and I know you want to give something to your readers, but me personally, I would rather just draw everything from scratch. And if I'm going to sell it, I want to like offer something that I feel is going to be worth the experience to actually sell to somebody. Again, that's just me. I'm not saying that it's good or bad what my colleagues have done. They know my feelings on the subject, so there's that. But funny enough, I did find now that they are sites that do enhance the quality of those low resolution files, and I did find one that's actually pretty good, and it bumped up the graphics, the resolution for it to actually be good enough to print. So I am probably later this year going to be releasing kind of like manga sized digest volumes of the original web comic chapters as well. So if my readers want to check out the original version, they're going to have the black and white manga style sized collection to read. If they want to have the patience for the remake with the newer art, I am, aside from doing newer art, I am going to be adjusting some things in the story as well, kind of like modernizing it a little bit. Because again, that was my web comic started 20 years ago. It'll be 20 years officially in August that I've been doing my web comic, and I've been doing this story since junior high school as well. So it's been around for a long time, and I'll do more Warlord specific streams in the future as well. But if you want to take a dive and buy the prologue of the remake, you can buy the physical or digital download of it. You can also visit my own website, www.artofalvaro.com, and you can check all my original web comics. It'll link out to all my web comics there. And also, I revived my my coffee page. So if you want to go ahead and give some support, I am going to be doing more posts and updates on the coffee site. It's just I see it like spelled like KO dash FI, and I want to say Ko-fi or something, though I'm told it's coffee. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato, Ko-fi, Kofi, coffee. Buy me a coffee. I should drink some coffee actually, but that would probably just irritate my throat more because of, well, Either way, there's that QR code there. Let me go ahead and take that off. And once again, back on the left hand top corner, the QR code for fiendishcomic.com. Go ahead and check out the fantastic work of Irene Strakowski as I try to ink through this. As I did in my previous streams, I'm going to just do like some blocks of music while I'll be illustrating while the music is playing. And I'll probably check in with you guys for a little bit and so on and so forth. First three tracks, Blast That Beat. My Heart is Bleeding Out, but It's Not Your Fault. And one that you haven't heard yet, called Ode to My Failures. Right, let's hit it. Kick it.
Surprise! DJ Techno Blast! Masters, get on the dance floor and make more! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! Nobody grooves till you drop the beat, though! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! Nobody grooves till you drop the beat, though! You have the questions, DJ has the answers, making you move like he's a necromancer, guiding you through fog like a lighthouse, playing with you like a cat and a mouse. Always spicy, never bland. If I were a batter, I'd always bat 1,000. DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! Nobody grooves till you drop the beat, though! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! Nobody grooves till you drop the beat, though! Straight from the curves to make you learn that you can't cook if the fire don't burn. Man, oh damn, watch the land. Cleaning clocks like spick and span. Later data masturbator, you bring the swamp and I'll bring the gator. Don't say I didn't say later. Clip this verse on socials and reverse it as a DJ takes up air and drop it. Go DJ, go DJ, go 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 DJ, go DJ, go DJ, go go. Scratch the record, drop the beat, make way for the man on the seat. Scratch the record, drop the beat, make way for the man on the seat. Drop the beat for the man on the seat. DJ Techno Blast! You bastard. DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! Nobody grooves till you drop the beat, though! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! Nobody grooves till you drop the beat, though! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! DJ Techno Blast, blast the beat, yo! Nobody grooves till you drop the beat, though! Surprise! DJ Techno Blast and Wasabi Soup! You bastards! Drop that beat! I didn't have to turn the alarm off because I didn't sleep a wink. Though that doesn't mean that time stopped, just cause I couldn't stop thinking of you. I feel so numb, I might as well walk back to Vega Alta, yeah, and I'd observe the coast as I walk, because my heart is beating at 100 beats per minute. My heart is bleeding out, but it's not your fault. I see you from afar, and I hope the truth lies between glances. I used up all my chances. There's no other way except to keep walking away. My shadow is walking faster than me. Might as well walk back to Viejo San Juan, yay, and absorb all the rays. This was never about you breaking me apart. I only saw the signs too late, like a drunken navigator losing his way, my way. I'm astray because my heart is beating at 100 beats per minute. My heart is bleeding out, but it's not your fault. I see you from afar, and I hope the truth lies between glances. I used up all my chances. There's no other way except to keep walking away. I wanted to say hello, I love you, but you made up my mind for me. I love you. When I doubted myself, it's not your fault that I love you. My heart is screaming, but it's not your fault. I wanna walk to you, and I hold the truth lies between glances. I used up all my chances. There's no other way but to keep walking away. My heart is wounded parts. See, it's all my fault. You didn't see me from afar, despite you giving me a head start. My truth lies between mis chances. All there is missed glances as a way of saying I love you. Na 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 na. I love you. Na 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 na. If you told me, I'd be the first to laugh, but the laugh is on me and everything I thought I wanted to be. I was blind, fooled myself alone in my car, caught between what we were and we are. I was blind, I was feeling leery. I thought I could get through this, but the white noise is keeping my mind busy. I was deaf, I could have fooled me alone, holding a heart of 10. Looking back at what we used to be and what could have been. Now I see all my failures and owe to all my failures, and now you're moving on while I'm cut off. You deserve all the best things in life, and I'll get what I deserve. Second guesses and used up chances. I'll glance and smile. This feeling of being tired, I felt it before, but not as vivid and real, and not as sore. I was speechless, definitely fooled myself alone. It's begun looking at the two of you and how I'm only one. I was speechless, I was. Now I see all my failures and owe to all my failures, and now you're moving on while I'm cut off. You deserve all the best things in life, and I'll get what I deserve. Second guesses and used up chances. I'll glance and
Yeah, throwing it a little bit of emo-ish, kind of punk-ish music there. Of course, if you've read Fred Pearson, The Mighty Warlord, you'll know that it is a very emo comic. It's basically emo the comic, in a sense, if you've read it. But then again, that's kind of how a lot of my favorite superhero comics have been. Like OG Spider Man. Not that Spider Man isn't relatively emo nowadays, but not to sound too much of an old curmudgeon. Back in my day, I appreciated Spider Man more. I still read Amazing Spider Man and most Spider Man stuff, but I feel like it's lost its luster a little bit. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Much love to all creative teams that try their hardest. It's really hard to do something with a legacy character like Spider-Man that's been around for so long. I do appreciate all the talent and effort that goes into it, even if I don't particularly agree with some of the storyline choices over the last few years. And of course, I used to love Mark Wade's Flash run in the 90s. Good old Wally West. Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern, from Ron Mars, also a big favorite. I actually really liked it when Judd Winnick took over as Green Lantern writer as well. And of course, the comic that made me want to make comics, the 90s, The Ray, the original miniseries by Jack C. Harris and Joe Quesada. And then, of course, the ongoing series that came out in the mid 90s, written by Christopher Priest, my all time favorite comic book writer. Excuse me. Alrighty, enough with the chit chat for now. Let me give my ailing voice a small break and listen to a few more tunes. Next three are ones that you guys haven't heard yet. First one is called Stand Inside Your Silence, No Vale Mi Amor, and Tired of Waiting. One thing that I've been having a lot of fun with these songs that have been inspired by Warlord is that I've been incorporating a lot of the Spanish language songs that I've written as well. You know, just to like expand on the lore of Puerto Rico since of course Fred Pearson, the Mighty Warlord, takes place in Puerto Rico. So these are a little these next three songs are also pretty almost all the songs really are kind of introspective and kind of like about heartbreak and whatnot. Just different flavors of emo. Let's call it that. Anyway, here are the next three songs.
I've been waiting for you like a falling star waits to be wished on. much as I do. And one fine day we found a way. You let me stand inside your silence and let me whisper sweet nothings. There's no other place I'd rather be than lost in the moment, this long fleeting moment with you. I've been waiting to take your hand and place it on my chest. I've been wanting for you to feel the heartbeat and the warmth. We found a way one fine day. You let me stand aside your silence and let me whisper sweet nothings. There's no other place I'd rather be than lost in the moment, this long fleeting moment with you. And And I've been wanting, I've been longing, I've been waiting, I've been loving you. Ooh, since forever, since forever, since forever, darling. You let me stand inside your silence and let me whisper sweet nothings. There's no other place I'd rather be than lost in the moment, this moment, this moment, this moment, this moment with you.
Gotas de lluvia caen como lágrimas del cielo. Mi corazón está en cantos porque tu amor no fue amor. No vale mi amor que te entregué todo y me pagaste con dolor. No enfríes mi calor porque a pesar de todo sigo queriéndote. Me tienes en este bar bebiendo hasta nadar. Ya quisiera navegar hacia tus horizontes, amor de mi vida. No vale mi amor que te entregué todo y me pagaste con dolor. No enfríes mi calor porque a pesar de todo sigo queriéndote. No me dejes llorando en este bar. No me dejes esperando a que baje el mar. No me dejes pensando que todo se va a acabar. Porque no vale, no vale, no vale mi amor. Échale ganas a esa guitarra. No vale mi amor que te entregue todo me pagaste con dolor. Solo sabes pagar con dolor. No enfríes mi calor, no me dejes como hielo, mi amor. Porque a pesar de todo, a pesar del tiempo, a pesar de ti, sigo queriéndote.
And so goes time flying, and so goes time flying, and so goes time flying, and so goes, and so I go, another night by phone, another night on the tablet, another night, so many gadgets and so little communication, and so goes time. I know it's not right, I keep on trying, because maybe you'll change another night that I'm crying, because everything stays the same, and so goes time. All I wanna see is growth in you, and I'm tired of waiting. All I ever wanted was to walk on shared ground. There's no equal footing as time goes by with you. And so goes time flying, and so goes time flying, and so goes time flying, and so goes, and so I go. Another fight, instant message. You only leave me on red calls, go directly to voicemail. I'm tired of being declined. I know I have to rise above it and know my worth. But sometimes the thought of being alone somehow was worse. All I wanna see is growth in you, and I'm tired of waiting. All I ever wanted was to walk on shared ground. There's no equal footing as time goes by with you, as time doesn't stand still for anyone. As time goes flying, not for you or me or anyone. Time goes flying, anyone. Time goes flying, anyone. All I wanna see is growth in you, and I'm tired of waiting. All I ever wanted was to walk on shared ground. There's no equal footing as time goes by with you. There's no shared ground as time goes by. With or without you. And so goes time flying, and so goes time flying, and so goes time flying, and so goes, and so I go without you.
As you can probably tell by now, even though rock is my preferred genre, to be honest, I have a pretty wide also taste of music. And also, I go with the music that I feel fits a particular scene or a particular character as well. It's all about maintaining a good balance, in my opinion, and whatever helps serve the story, especially the story that I'm trying to craft with. my characters in Fred Peterson, the Mighty Warlord. Go ahead and take a shot for every time I say Fred Peterson, the Mighty Warlord during the stream. That is, if you are a raging alcoholic and you're doing this live. If you're watching this at a more drink friendly hour, then have at it. My friends, have at it. Yes, like having a little fun here. It's been a while since I've been sketching, since I've sketched like this. This is a lot of fun for me. I hope it's fun to an extent for you guys as well. It's always exciting to illustrate a character you haven't illustrated before. Again, a lot of that music does go with the tone of particular scenes and specific characters. Like you would have to like get to that part of the story to understand a lot of it, I suppose. But it's kind of fun to like put that out there. Right, I'm still feeling relatively good. I think I can go for a little bit more. I think I might actually finish this tonight because it's not like that's too big. There we go. It's not like it's a huge detailed piece to begin with. It's a relatively simple static pose. Getting a feel for the character, of course. I do not intend on coloring it though. If somebody sees this later on and wants like a higher definition image of the finished inks, you can feel free to hit me up on social media. I'm Lance Taylor as well on X and Instagram as well. I'll give you a higher resolution file of this once I'm done. Anyway, let's go for some more music. The following three is called Grand, El Malo de la Película, and Warning Lights. Once again, these are songs inspired by my comic Fred Peterson, the Mighty Warlord. Go ahead and hopefully you'll enjoy the following tunes as I'm inking.
Some boys want some girls want love. I'm meant for bigger things. The earth There's no one in the world like me.
Mi amor, sabes que el malo de la película soy yo. ¿Oíste? Así como pétalos de flor caen sobre la acera, así van cayendo tus lágrimas por tu mal de amores. No te preocupes, no, que nunca fue tu culpa. Si sabes que mi mejor rol es ser el malo en tu vida, déjame ser el malo de la película. Te lo suplico porque sé que amas al final. A final de cuentas sabes cómo soy, sé lo que soy y simplemente seguimos en este baile. Así como el mar llega a la arena, no importa lo que haga, dejas que te ame a mi manera. No te preocupes si sé que es mi culpa. No sabes que mi mejor rol es ser lo mejor y peor en tu vida. Déjame ser el malo de la película. Te lo suplico porque sé que amas al final. A final de cuentas sabes cómo soy, sé lo que soy y simplemente seguimos en este baile.
Déjame ser el malo, te lo suplico.
Óyeme que no hay nadie que te amara hasta sufrir como yo.
Déjame ser el malo, te lo suplico.
Pétalos cayendo, pétalos como lágrimas, tus lágrimas, mi amor.
Déjame ser el malo,
En tu vida sin sabor, sabes que mi forma de ser es tu sazón.
déjame ser el malo, te lo suplico.
Sé que soy los latidos, los latidos, los latidos, los latidos. Óyeme los latidos de tu corazón.
Corazón, corazón, corazón.
No te preocupes, no, que nunca fue tu culpa. Si sabes que mi mejor rol es ser el malo en tu vida.
Déjame ser el malo de la película.
Te lo suplico porque sé que amas al final. A final de cuentas sabes cómo soy, sé lo que soy y simplemente seguimos en este baile eterno entre tú y yo. Going down this beaten road,
Alrighty, so that was the three songs, Grand and Malo de la Película and Warning Lights. Once again, edging more towards a traditional rock sound there. Those are pretty much going to be a lot of the songs for the third OST of Fred Peterson, the Mighty Warlord. The rest is basically going to be more chill music from the lo-fi video I'm going to upload soon-ish called Jane-Fi. Once again, spinning off of Fred Peterson, the Mighty Warlord. It's basically my lo-fi girl, but Jane from Warlord, with some good lo-fi beats for just chilling, relaxing, studying, reading, meditating, whatever you like to do to just kind of de-stress and decompress. So, like one of them you have heard before, called A Good Book and an Espresso. But the other two, Thank You for the Tip and Toasty, you have not heard those yet. So I'm going to go ahead and put those on as I ink away. Alrighty, so that was a good book and an espresso. Thank you for the tip and toasty. Alrighty. That's kind of like all that I had, at least music wise, for tonight. And I had thought I put maybe too much because I was thinking I was probably going to not do too much tonight. But I'm actually pretty much in the zone, at least for the first time in a good while. I'm actually feeling pretty good about this, so I would say I'm more than halfway done with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to like take a small breather just to get something more to drink and whatnot. And I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll probably add some more music you guys haven't heard before also, but here we are. Not looking too shabby, not too shabby if I do say so myself. I do like the messiness of it. Like my art style has always been kind of on the messy side. It's been a while since I've sketched like this. So this has been a lot of fun so far. Anyway, I'm going to take a small breather. I'm going to be right back in a couple of minutes. Let's see. I'll just put on some of the generic kind of music for the time being, and I will be right back. Alrighty. Now that that's out of the way, let me do a small commercial break here, real quick, while I get my bearings straight and have a chance to let the cats roam around for a sec. Alrighty, we're all kind of situated here now. Alright. Kind of like the layout changed on me a little bit here. Where's the one I had before? Interesting. What happened here? Let's see. What is going on here? There we go. That's better. Let me reshare. There we go. That's more like it. Anyway, I'm not gonna have like time to go ahead and add more music. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like leave the generic lo-fi music from Restream playing as I finish off the rest of this inking. The cats are starting to be more awake as well, so I guess I'm going to be a little more on the quiet side and let the music just kind of play out, because the more they hear me, the more activated they get also sometimes. So yeah, let's try and finish this guy off. Like, I'm still feeling with a bit of energy, contrary to how my voice may be sounding. So yeah, let's go ahead and go in for that final stretch. Alrighty, I think that's going to. Yeah, I think that's actually good enough for what I was doing. Yes, as you hear Hunter in the background, here we go. That's going to be it for this session. It's going to be almost 3 hours long. It's longer than I thought it was going to be. To be honest, I thought it was going to be way shorter because, again, I'm not 100%, but sometimes when you get into kind of like that zone, you just have to like keep going. So here we go. Here is Kazimir of Fiendish, all inked. Again, this is just a sketch for fun, doing some fan art for a change. If you're ever curious about my process of making comic book pages, web comic pages, this is essentially um my way to my process. I basically sketch things out either on a traditional sketchbook, and then I just kind of go over it roughly digitally, and then just like start sanding down the edges, so to speak, until I come up with the artwork. So there you have it. This is Kazimir from Fiendish. Once again, you can check out Fiendish at fiendishcomic.com. That QR code is still there, perched on the corner, but let me go ahead and just show the website real quickly once again. Again, I'm like in the about section where there's different character profiles. Let me go to like the proper homepage. There you go. Once again, as you can see, there is a Fiendish number 3 right now on crowdfunding. You can go ahead and check that out. Sorry, it's about time for breakfast for the cats, so they're kind of rushing me because apparently they're the hungriest cats in the world. Hunter. Like Hunter, the editor in chief Hunter is the drama queen of the bunch. As you all, if you've seen my live streams long enough, you'll know that he's the drama queen of the three kitties. That's why he's editor in chief. Anyway, fiendishcomic.com. You can go ahead and support Irene Stokowski. A great dark fantasy book. There are uh three volumes out, which is volumes 1, 2, and 2.5. 3 is right now currently being crowdfunded, so go ahead and check that out. And if you're curious about my own stuff, yes, 1 second here as I actually do this real quick. Just want to do a quick link to my site as well. There we are now. The QR code up in the top left corner goes to my website, artofalvaro.com. Let me just go ahead and show you my site real quickly. Here we go, artofalvaro.com. You can go ahead. I'm going to be giving a facelift to this website because, again, I am celebrating 20 years of my webcomic Fripp Peterson, the Mighty Warlord. Once again, there are all the pertinent links to by the original comics, other comics like Nevermind, The Cannon Girl, Las Aventuras de Huepaman y Huepito, the original Warlord comics as well. Links that go out to all the socials, and of course, the Duck web comics where I host all my web comics. So definitely give that a look if you enjoyed this live stream and this fan art. Yes, kind of leave it on the artwork real quick. Here we go. So there you have it. I'm gonna be posting this up before I go and take a quick nap. I do have to get checked up once again. I am battling with bronchitis, but I'm not gonna let bronchitis stop me from sketching at least. This was a lot of fun. Hunter is taking prisoners, demanding breakfast, so I am going to leave you all with this. Thank you all so much for hanging around, checking this out, and I will catch you all later. Hey, hey, crazy night. I took a nap, I woke up and I couldn't go back to sleep, so I was like, I might as well do a live stream. You just got the tail end of it. For anyone that watches the replay, also go to Crazy Night's YouTube channel as well. That is if you can hear me talking over the video.